This video is sponsored by Mark 7 Car Wash Equipment, providing clean, dry, shiny cars for over 50 years. Visit mark7.net for more information.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Newsmakers, the video series that brings you beyond the car washing and detailing headlines. Today on our Newsmaker interview, we have Gary Dennis, co-founder and CEO of Mammoth Holdings, LLC, joining us. So welcome, Gary, and thank you for being with us here today.
Thanks, Rich. It's my pleasure. Good to see you.
Today's topic is the news of Mammoth Holdings' acquisition of PitStop Carwash. And my first question for you here, Gary, is how does this current acquisition complement or strengthen your chain's position in its current markets and locations?
Well, Rich, we currently, before the acquisition, we were operating in 8 states. PitStop is in Alabama, has a couple stores in Alabama where we're located. We already had 2 stores in southern Alabama down in the Mobile area. So this doubles our presence in Mobile, but then also takes us into Mississippi and Louisiana. And, you know, we just like kind of the Gulf Coast markets. We kind of like the I-10 corridor. And think this is a real nice add-on, kind of lays into our footprint, both where we are and kind of where we want to go.
All right, great. And how is Mammoth Holdings going to elevate PitStop's 5 locations to the next level? What immediate or long-term changes do you anticipate, if any?
Well, I think the first thing we're going to do is just the opposite, right? We're going to go to school. We're going to not pretend that we know everything. Steve and Brian have created a really nice company. They operate at a high level. So our first task is to get in and learn from them, kind of see what they're doing well. And that's been kind of our modus operandi with all the platforms that we've acquired to bring on, especially as the principals stay involved in the business in some form or fashion, is to say, look, let's use the collective wisdom of the group and let's find out what best practices might look like. And the first thing is to look for opportunities, excuse me, look for opportunities in what they're doing well that we could actually transfer across our entire platform. So the first phase is to get in, learn all the people, see what they're doing, and find opportunities that might benefit the entire company. The second phase is to really find out where their pain points are, and we've already started that. I'll give you one example. We've really invested heavily on the recruiting side. We have a full-time team of recruiters that are based in Kentucky, and they are the first line of defense. They are really active in increasing our application flow, doing the first round of interviews, and our goal there is to take that burden off the store managers. And when meeting with them, it's not surprising, most car wash operations who don't have this service available to them, you know, managers struggle to recruit. They don't have a lot of time. They're not necessarily good at it. It's hard to know how to push application flow. And so it gets very frustrating. So one of the easiest wins we can get and some of the easy early value we can bring to them is to help them with their application flow and be able to do that first round of interviews and deliver qualified candidates to the manager, so that it's really streamlining the process for them and can really speed up their hiring decisions. So, you know, those are just kind of some of the back office things that we can immediately do that alleviate some of their pain points.
Okay, great. And you mentioned PitStop's founders, Steve Schmidt and Brian Hill, and I understand they've made an investment in Mammoth Holdings, and they will stay on with the company. So what experiences did they bring to the table that piqued your interest the most?
Well, I think, you know, they are considered to be very good operators. They're very thoughtful guys. I'm sure as you're going to talk to them, you'll find out that they also have experience in other retail industries. So they come at car washing. They have a lot of experience in car washing, but they also have a lot of experience in other retail. And so, having somebody with that operational expertise, but also somebody who likes to develop, is good at developing, and understands the local markets. I sit in Atlanta, Georgia, and I travel all over the place, and I'm very familiar with the Gulf Coast area, but I don't know it like the back of my hand like Steve and Brian do. And so guys who live in that market, they know a lot of the different players. They kind of know where some of the opportunities are. I would have a steep learning curve in trying to understand the market as well as they do. So I think Steve and Brian, that's the nice thing about what we do. Some people raise their hand and they want a day-to-day operational role. Steve and Brian, their interest is more in developing and helping us grow in different ways. So, they kind of were able to write their own script of what they wanted to do, and it fits in nicely with our strategy. So, we look forward to them being kind of our eyes and ears and boots on the ground for future growth opportunities.
Okay, great. And one final question for you, Gary. Obviously, the start of this year has been interesting with the current situation with the coronavirus. So, how will this current pandemic affect your wash's ability to make similar acquisitions? And did it have any effect at all in this acquisition of PitStop?
Well, we were in the process of doing this transaction right when COVID hit. So obviously, out of prudence, there was a pause to say, we have no earthly idea how this is going to unfold. So we certainly didn't stop the process, but we certainly just started slowing the pace to say we have to understand how this is going to unfold. And at the same time, we looked inwardly and we got very aggressive in making sure that our financial house was in order, that we were in a very good position. We did a lot of things to enhance our capital structure. At the same time, we really buckled down on operating expenses and certain things we were doing because, obviously cash is precious. And so our goal was to say, let's make sure we're in a good financial position. Our balance sheet is strong. Let's make sure we survive this and then come through on the other side and actually come out as fast as we can and as strongly as we can by being very prudent going into this. So it probably set us behind about 30 days or so. But fortunately, we happen to be in a lot of states that were not as negatively impacted as some others. We have talked about kind of our subscription business and how we've actually are hitting new highs on our subscription business. So that's been a very pleasant surprise for us, but our performance has been quite good and our balance sheet is very strong and healthy. And so in watching this, we kind of were in real time kind of going from a slow down mode to getting through kind of a 4 to 6 week period to kind of see things stabilize and actually come back rather strongly. And that gave us the confidence to say, what, we don't know everything. We don't know exactly how all this is going to play out. But given all the components of what would make for a good transaction and our financial position, we feel very comfortable moving ahead with Steve and Brian. So we do have a lot of dry powder. We are very much in acquisition mode and growth mode. That doesn't mean that we obviously, are not keeping our radar up. We are, right? We're looking very closely at trends and making sure we just don't blindly go into an environment that might turn negative again. But thankfully, the business has been quite healthy. Steve and Brian's business stayed healthy throughout this process. And so as we look for those opportunities, if they make sense and we don't see storm clouds on the horizon, then we plan on kind of business as usual, with a little bit of a, obviously a little bit sharper lens on the environment, but that's not slowing us down.
All right, sounds good. Well, I certainly thank you for spending some time with us here to discuss this acquisition, and I certainly wish you all the best moving forward.
Thanks so much, Rich. It's good to see you again, and I hope you're staying safe and well. And I know you're up in the Northeast, and it's been a little bit different story depending on where you are in the country and your perspectives and all. But I hope you and your family are staying safe, and let's hope we all continue to come out of this in the next several weeks and months.
Yep, I think that's what we're all hoping for. Thank you very much, Gary.
Thanks, Rich. Good to see you again.
We now continue our coverage of Mammoth Holdings' acquisition of PitStop Carwash. We are now joined by Brian Hill and Steve Schmidt, co-founders of PitStop Carwash. Hello, Brian and Steve, and thank you for joining us here today.
Hey there, how you doing?
Hey, Rich.
Great.
Thanks for having us.
Great. So can you tell us a little bit of background about PitStop Carwash and how it was founded?
We started in the early 90s. Ron and I were in the video rental business, and we digressed into the car wash business when that went away. And we thought we could bring some of our experiences in the video rental business and apply them to the car wash business. Customer service and consistency, and the video rental business was going away, so we had to do something. So we were really intrigued with the car wash business, and it was interesting, the transition.
Sure it was. And when was the car wash founded?
2004.
2004, yes.
Okay, great.
Our first car wash was a 5-bay self-serve with 2 rollovers, and then we got into the express model a few years after that, and we really liked that, and that was the way to go.
Okay, great. And that's actually a great transition to my next question here. Can you tell us a little bit about the current locations? What type of car washes are they? What type of services do they offer? Are there any competitive differentiators or unique selling points that you can share with our viewers here today?
We have 5 express tunnel car washes that span from Louisiana to Alabama, runs along the I-10 corridor. Basically we are an express car wash that offers free vacuums and vending as well. Basically we guarantee a clean car fast, and that tries to set us apart.
Certainly a good thing to offer customers these days. Now, I know when we spoke with Gary at Mammoth Holdings, he had obviously positive things to say about you both. So from your perspective, why was Mammoth Holdings the right partner for you in your car washes?
Well, Mammoth, the main thing with Mammoth is they're operators. They get the operations side. They are car wash people from top to bottom. Unlike other big players out there, we feel that this was a good fit for us because they are car wash operators. They're people just like us that ran chains, ran small companies, ran car washes for a long time. And so that was important for us to keep that, and and for us to remain involved in the car wash afterwards, that we be involved with people, like-minded people.
Okay. And what areas in particular and specifically do you see Mammoth kind of playing a role in PitStop moving forward? Do you see any specific areas where Mammoth could maybe be enhanced or improve as a result of this acquisition?
Well, we feel the PitStop brand is just a good brand for Mammoth. Mammoth already had a couple of car washes that were in our area, and they were kind of outliers for Mammoth. So we hope to be able to bring them into the PitStop brand and then expand the PitStop brand along the I-10 corridor, anywhere from Tallahassee to Baton Rouge. So, we really hope to be able to grow the PitStop brand through Mammoth and help them out that way.
Yeah, being joining with Mammoth allows us to do things we would never be able to do. And with the race to build car washes, we just weren't in a position to be able to build them fast enough. So this allows us to hopefully plant the brand and get ahead of the competition, and allows us to not be overrun by the big guys, and for us to be part of the expansion.
Okay, well, sounds great, and certainly we wish you all the best with your partnership here with Mammoth Holdings. I know you two are celebrating a grand opening this week, so I don't want to keep you too long. I appreciate the few minutes that you were able to spend with me this morning for the interview for Carwash.com.
Good, we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.